Hey, what's up, Trim Toes Virgin Gang? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Today, on one of the things in my collection I feel like sharing is going to be this full art clay card right here. Yes, this is from Tag Team All Stars. If I see that dancing dragon again, and someone's like, "Hey, where's this from?" It's going to be a day for sure. I've told so many people where that meme is from, and I figured it was very appropriate to show off Clay as well. That's his town, Driftveil City. Little dancing dragon. It's everywhere. Like I can't even boot up the Instagram app without fucking seeing that just like right in front of my face. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, and we're going back into fucking r/Pokey investing. Okay, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're saying. Look, man, like what's easy for you is not easy for me. I'm stuck in there now. Like that is like where I go when I am bored, and I just will always find something that literally just makes me go, what are people thinking? What is going on here? What has this hobby turned into? I have a pretty good one today. I know it's going to be a little bit, there's going to be some people that don't agree with it. I don't really care. I wasn't asking if you agreed or not. I'm just showing you something that I found. So we're going to go into it right here. We got a PSA 1. This is going to be a Gold Star Pikachu. I've always thought Pikachu Shiny was super lame. Like it's just one of the worst ones in my opinion. Like it doesn't even change. It just looks like homie's got like a light in front of him or something like that. He looks like he's like filming for something. Like I like Pikachu. They could have done a lot more of the shiny. I don't like any shinies really where it's just like it's so mute, it's so minute. You can't even tell what the actual change is. Charmander's got a terrible shiny as well. Anyone know how this could possibly be a PSA 1? Bewildered. So they got a picture right here. You look at it from the front. Not too terrible. You look at the back. Not really anything mad crazy. But then they also have pictures of it outside of the slab before they sent it. You're looking at it. And the only thing I can really think of looking, in my professional opinion, of course, whatever the fuck that means, is when you look at the bottom of this one when it's outside of the slab, you can kind of see like really bad warping at the bottom where it's not lining up. And in my personal opinion, that kind of looks like it either sat out in the sun really bad, but I don't think that's true because it'd be faded. What probably happened is it got really bad water damage is what it looks like. It got really humid somewhere and the card got saturated. You can kind of see it warped up at the top too, but it's very obvious at the bottom. That's the only thing I could really think of. That's not really what the problem is. The problem is there's people down in the fucking comment section, and per usual, just saying the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard, and it gets upvoted here. It fucking gets upvoted. It's so goofy, like where the good news, your PSA 1 is more valuable than the other low grades it could have received, especially because it's so clean. A PSA 1 collector would certainly go nuts for it just based off the clean appearance. That being said, no, this doesn't deserve a 1. It raises question on whether it's legit or not, blah, 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 blah. So they're going into that stuff. That comment alone just bewilders me. Look, I know there's some people who collect PSA 1 cards. I know there's people that do that stuff. Someone rationalized this to me where someone's willing to pay more than like for like a 6 or a 7 in some cases for a PSA 1. I've heard a couple things before where people are like a PSA 1 is very difficult to achieve. It's one of those great, it's so difficult. They're so rare. The rarity of a PSA 1 card, it's just so, it blows people's minds just with how rare it is. And to my response, yeah, because the card's fucking destroyed. It doesn't look like a good card anymore. You can barely tell what the card is sometimes. Not in this case. That is a relatively nice looking PSA 1. However, I also don't think that card is legitimately a PSA 1 unless it's just mad saturated in the actual card stock itself. But just to be sure, let's make sure I'm not being stupid or anything like that. I actually have PSA 1 standard right here, and we're going to go through it. PSA 1 will exhibit many of the same qualities of a PSA 1.5. A PSA 1.5. That's a grade. Dude, why is a PSA 1.5 not worth more? I've seen way less of those than I've seen a PSA fucking 1. Holy shit. But the defects may have advanced to such a serious stage that the eye appeal of the card has nearly vanished to its entirety. A poor card may be missing 1 or 2 small pieces, exhibit major creasing that nearly breaks through all the layers of the cardboard, or it may contain extreme discoloration or dirtiness throughout that may make it difficult to identify the issue or content of the card on either the front or the back. A card of this nature may also show noticeable warping or another type of destructive defect. So warping, in my personal opinion, is probably what did it. There's probably some water damage and some warping and stuff. However, I don't think that card we're looking at right there is going to be 1. But that's not, it keeps going, and this is really where I wanted to actually talk about it. You can have your opinions. I'm not attacking people who collect PSA 1s or anything like that. I just can't wrap my head around why someone would pay more. Let's go into it. Someone commented, I'd crack and resend it, to be honest. I completely agree. I don't think this is a PSA 1, but Someone right here, some fucking Redditor, some fucking crunchy-faced asshole is just like, definitely not. It will come back as a 6. An officially graded 1, even by mistake, is worth more than whatever else it would be graded as. Would just lose money for no reason because it's never a 10. So the 1 is more valuable. The 1 is just the most valuable fucking thing that could ever happen. When in fact, it seems like you could almost create your own PSA 1 cards. And people are like, well, how? Well, I don't know. Just fucking don't take care of it. Just put it around. Just fucking throw it in a box and forget about it. Give it to your kids and let them play with that. Like, it does not seem very difficult to create a PSA 1 card. It's the lowest fucking grade you can get. And it really seems like PSA doesn't give no grades unless it appears like it was altered or something like that. Anything that looks like natural wear or tear, you could probably still get that shit graded. Like, fucking correct me if I'm wrong, but just destroy the card, right? Like, that's how you get a PSA 1. You could probably flood that market just with the right amount of people. I agree with what this guy says. This shit never makes sense to me. The majority want a higher grade. The very small pop of people who will pay for a 1 is going to take a lot longer to sell. A 6 is more valuable than a 1 and a lot easier to move. I would agree with that statement 100% because the actual population of people that do collect PSA 1s, I've met a couple, is not that many. Most people are looking for the highest grade possible in a card because that is what is actually more valuable when it comes to the appeal of the card. A good looking card being a fucking higher grade. That's how PSA works. That's how the grading system works. This card is a better grade. It is a higher quality card. Therefore, it should be worth more. But the market just wants to do what it does. And hey, who am I to stop it? Fucking actually guy over here. Tell me you don't know about collecting cards without telling me. Oh, fucking good comeback, bro. A 1 looking this good would instantly sell way more than a 6 because of rarity. Do yourself a favor and don't talk about things you don't know, especially on the investing subreddit, which is actually about the value of the cards and not just how good a card looks. Oh yeah, the whole fucking grading system that goes based off how a fucking card looks. Excuse me that it just changes when it goes to a fucking 1 all of a sudden. Oh man, I'm sorry. Oh, it goes to a 1 and every fucking thing about grading goes right out the door. Excuse me, big dog. I didn't realize I was dealing with a badass here. If you break this sentence again, that's time gone and $20 you won't be getting back Man, the Pokemon fucking investing subreddit, bro, worried about $20. Man, you'll never get that $20 back. Rarity sell, I can agree with that to a degree, but I don't agree with this next part. 1s and 10s are the 2 rarest grades. 10 is worth more than 15. 1, because it's so hard to get. Dude, a 10 is not rare, especially on modern cards nowadays. I will give you that for maybe some of the vintage cards, but just speaking generally across the board for 10s, bro, look how many fucking Umbreon VMAXs, alternate arts from Evolving Skies there are in 10s. Look how many fucking Charizard alternate arts there are in 10s. And tell me a 10 is the hardest grade to achieve. If it's a Japanese card, you might as well just fucking throw that rule out the book. You're probably going to get a 10 unless the card has just been run through the fucking ground, in which case, try to get a 1 because apparently that's also really, really rare. Oh, the rarity sells. Dude, like, collect what you want, do what you want to do, and once again, if you're a PSA 1 collector, I'm not here to shun you, but as a PSA 1 collector, genuinely, do you want to spend more money? Do you want to spend close to a PSA 10 price for a PSA 1 when objectively that's not how the grading system works? The actual company that you're using has said, this card is bad, this card is good, but the market all of a sudden just wants to, I can't stop it. Nor am I going to stop it, nor am I going to fucking try to decipher the hieroglyphics that is PSA 1 collecting by the actually guys in Reddits, bro. But like, that doesn't make a lick of sense to me based off the scale they're using to grade these cards, right? It just doesn't make any sense. I get it, rarity sells and stuff like that too. I get that completely. Like scarce cards and all that stuff, but like it's not a scarce card. It's literally a condition of a card that could have existed in mass quantities. You're not talking about a rare card. You're not talking about a limited quantity. You're talking about a card that has literally been scrubbed through a fucking cat box that's been thrown around and used as a coaster, or someone let their kids play with it and then decided to send it in for a grade. They're like, oh yeah, look at that. Looks like someone took a big old bite out of this card. PSA 1, baby. I don't know. That 1.5 thing, that might be a way to go. I haven't seen a 1.5, actually. I haven't really seen one in my time looking at graded cards, so I don't know. But a PSA 1, I don't know, man. It just seems like you could make those yourself. It comes back at 2. Okay, well, let's go. All right, let's send it back in. That's going to be a PSA 1 this time. Oh, it came back at 2 again. All right, we'll see back. Oh, there we go. PSA 1, baby. Now I'm going to make the big bucks around here because of the rarity of that card. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know. If you want to collect PSA 1s, it's not against you. I just, the actually guys in Reddit just always get me where they're like, God, tell me you don't know about collecting. Bro, tell me you don't know about collecting, saying PSA 10s are the rarest thing that ever fucking occurred, especially in modern cards. That's all I got. See you later, versions. I appreciate it. Happy January, of course, first week and all that. Hey, stick to those goals. I'm watching you. I am.